Hello there, sports fans. There are all kinds of different versions of Atlantic City, which is a Bruce Springsteen song that you can choose from when you want to play it on the guitar and the harmonica, including the original, of course, which came out on the Nebraska album, and it does include some haunting harmonica, a lot of chords, not so many single notes on that one. But that's the kind of bare bones album, the first one that Springsteen recorded in his home, I think, on a 4-track or an 8-track recorder, and he did some overdubs himself afterwards to add background vocals of his own. So it's a great version. Later on, when they're doing it live with the E Street Band, it's vastly different, and there's breaks in there that are just kind of straight ahead rock and roll, pounding type instrumental breaks. All right, so I kind of replicate a bit of that in my version. Later on, though, the band did a version. Robbie Robertson didn't come back to join them for this one, but it's got some beautiful mandolin by Uncle Levon Helm there. And Garth Hudson, good Canadian kid, is playing the accordion as he did for the band, and there are some beautiful accordion breaks. So my challenge was from a valued and dear subscriber to try and replicate those accordion breaks to the extent possible on the harmonica. And spoiler alert, the extent possible is not very much. So I do 3 harmonica breaks basically. I repeat the third one. So there's kind of 4 harmonica bits in the song as I do it, but only 3 kind of versions. The first one is the one that gets closest, I think, to kind of replicating what Hudson was doing on the accordion there. And then the final one is more of the more aggressive E Street Band type sound. And then in the middle, I don't know, it's just a mess. You can listen and you can be the judge and learn to play them if you wish. I'm going to put all the notes for the harmonica up in that Picto tab, where a blue means blow and a red means draw. And if ever I would like you to bend a note, I put a little arrow with a bend in it in the colored box, so you know that that's where I want you to both draw and bend a note if possible. If not, I don't want you to worry about it. The chord progression for this song is pretty simple. We're going to play it in the key of A, but using a capo at the 2nd fret here. So a G magically becomes an A chord, all right? And I'm going to describe all the chords relative to the capo. So, for instance, that is your first chord, and it's an E minor. E minor, G, C, and G. E minor, G, C, and G. Blew up the chicken man in Philly last night. They blew up his house too. And that is the chord progression through the whole song, with just a couple of variations that I'll tell you about. So that is how it works for the verses and for the chorus. Except when a verse is leading into the chorus, how I play it, and I'm not sure this is right, is I'll go to the E minor and then to the G, and then double up on a D chord. So that introduces another chord, doesn't it? So we're up to 4 now. So for instance, at the end of the 2nd verse, I would go, gambling commission's hanging on by the skin of its teeth. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. So once you're into the chorus, you're back to that 3-chord progression. Again. All right? Remember, when you're leading into, you've got a verse leading into the chorus, I use kind of a double dose of a D chord. And I think that kind of creates the tension that you want, that you can then release and resolve when you get into the chorus. All right? There is also a bridge after, I think, 3 verses and a couple of choruses. So after the 2nd chorus, there is a bridge. Starts with a C. Luck may have died and love may grow cold. So that was C to an E minor. Then to the D. With you forever I will stay. That's how I do it. C to the E minor, to the D, to the G, first time through, and then we're going out where the sands turn to gold, C to E minor, and then right to the D. Put on your stockings, baby, 'cause the nights get cold. And then you're back into the chorus. All right? So as far as the guitar part goes, it's pretty simple. Just put your capo on there and rip off some E minor, G, Cs, and then a D as needed. All right, let me show you the first break, which, as I mentioned, is the one of the three that kind of gets closest to that Garth Hudson accordion sound that you'll hear when you see the band do it on the YouTube. I encourage you to search that up. So how I achieve that is by starting out really high on number 10 on this diatonic harmonica. I should mention that we're playing in first position. So this is an A harmonica because we're playing in the key of A. All right, so I'm going to slide right up to that 10 blow to begin with. All right, and the chord progression is just as normal. All right, so that was your first harmonica break. It occurs to me now, in between breaks here, that if you wanted to, you could kind of simply do that same break again, but an octave lower on your diatonic harmonica here in the key of A, starting on the 7 hole. So that's an option you can keep in your back pocket as well. It's not what I did, or what I do, I guess, when I perform this song. I start on the 5 and just do a kind of simple break that mostly is on the 4 and the 5, but it does include the 6 hole as well. All right, close enough. So that's the simple little second break that I throw into Atlantic City. All right, and so for the third break in this song, I wanted to do something that was a little closer, at least captured the spirit of how the E Street Band does it when they perform Atlantic City live. And it's kind of a no-holds-barred, banging ahead rock and roll song. Again, in keeping with the subject matter, I think. It sounds something like this. All right. Let me slow that down for you. I'm going to put the notes up in the picto tab. So just bang that out with authority, and it should sound good, all right? So you've got a collection there of little harmonica breaks that you can throw into Atlantic City by Bruce Springsteen, or the band version, whichever you prefer. All right. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you will hit like and or subscribe on your way out today. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Talk to you again. Well, they blew up the chicken mine in Philly last night. Blew up his house too. Down on the boardwalk, they're getting ready for a hell of a fight. See what them racket boys can do.